Patrick Sandell, look at his eyes, a little bit nervous, bashing himself on the arms, pumping himself up, and there is Travis Pastrana clinking it into gear with his Subaru. Pastrana on the second row of the grids, and here is Scott Speed on the front row. If anybody's got the experience in speed, but that drag down to the first corner is going to be everything.
It really is. I mean, so much like Formula One, even more so here at Red Bull GRC. The start is critical. Scott Speed just needs to stay clean.
10 laps here in the first of our Los Angeles doubleheaders. The final is underway. Great start by the man on pole position. Scott Speed with his VW Beetle leads, with Patrick Sandell slotting into second position.
And but look at PK. PK tried to go to the outside. That didn't work. And look at Tanner shove his way past Sandell.
PK, I reckon, is dead last, as you say, Townsend. So it's the two Beetles, first and second. Then it's going to be Patrick Sandell in third position. Then we've got Joni Wiemann, fourth position, as we come back onto the tarmac for the first time about 10 laps here in the port of Los Angeles.
Scott Speed got exactly what he wanted, a nice clean start, and then for Tanner Faust to follow. And look at PK, dead last. You cannot start on the outside here and stay outside to turn two. It just doesn't work, and PK came out worse for it.
So the championship leader, the championship man in second place, non-scoring, and the championship man in third position here is Nelson Piquet Jr., and he currently is dead last. He's in ninth position. It was going to be a 10-car final, but unfortunately for Bucky Lasik, he was unable to take the start. We are on board with our leader.
And such a big break for Volkswagen. They started the year very difficult circumstances, cars breaking, drivers having issues, and now they're running 1-2 in this final. We're on board with Tanner Faust, his teammate, and these Beetles are just going to start to pull away.
They certainly are. Well, he's right, racing in that second position. We're on board with Tanner Faust going up the gears, but there's a lot of pressure here for third position between the two Ford Fiestas of Joni Wiemann there in the Red Bull car and the Cobalt Tools car that we're riding with, Patrick Sandell.
And at the top of your screen again, you can decide, or you can find out who's taken the Joker lap, the Cobalt Tools Joker lap. And Wiemann is the only one in the field that's taken the Joker so far. Everybody else in the top five still has it in the bag.
And here is the advance of the Norwegians. It is the Flying Viking. It is Sverre Isaksson with the newly liveried white Subaru. There in fifth position. He's really making hay.
And Wiemann is slow. He just doesn't have the pace. Sandell needs the Joker right now, and I think he just did. Yes, Sandell takes the Joker. That's going to put him ahead of Wiemann into third, and now he's got to chase down those Volkswagens.
With regards to Sverre Isaksson, they put a new engine in, fresh from Japan, a new block. It's got a bit more power. They've been testing with it. So, fingers crossed, that is the turnaround of the season for the Milan Sports Car Run Subarus here in Red Bull Global Rallycross.
But in order for Isaksson to take advantage of the newfound pace of the Subaru, he too is going to have to Joker, I believe, on this lap, because Wiemann just isn't quick enough to keep pace. Now we're on board with Travis Pastrana, currently in 8th place. He's had a good run this weekend, but not a great start there. He didn't make up many positions. That's Brian Deegan right in front. Travis takes the Joker. Let's see what happens between Travis and Deegan. Travis to the front.
Travis gets ahead of Brian Deegan, the black Ford Fiesta chasing down, but Deegan is always hard. He's always pushing and looking to see if he can get through. This is the battle for 7th position as we ride on board with Brian Deegan. Well, the two men, 2 wheels, now 4 wheels. Pastrana and Deegan still battling away here in the port of Los Angeles. 650 horsepower underneath their right feet.
Toby, keep in mind that this is a 10-lap main. We have not seen anybody run 10 consecutive laps so far this weekend. The reason that's important is tire wear. The right side tires are under extreme load. There's 11 left-hand corners here, only 1 right-hand corner. There could be some tire issues with 5 laps to go because they simply have no chance to cool down unless they're in the air over the jump, which is for about a quarter second.
Yeah, they need more air, that's the answer. But unfortunately, you don't accelerate nor decelerate whilst you're flying through the air. I saw some of the tire temperatures from the technicians. 380 degrees Fahrenheit was recorded after some practice sessions coming into this weekend. So extreme circumstances in hot conditions here in California. We're right on board with Tanner Faust, our two-time champion from 2011 and 2012.
And the competition should be very worried about this, because right now they're 2 seconds clear of Sandell, and Speed and Faust haven't even taken the Joker yet. The Volkswagen pace is exceptional, and we saw it right from the beginning. The balance of their cars, mid-corner everywhere, is just perfect. Nice 50-50 slide out of both the front and rear of the car, and that bodes well for tire wear.
Well, it bodes well for Volkswagen as we see Nelson Piquet Jr. trying to go around the outside of Joni Wiemann. Oh, the two Red Bull cars come to contact. Wiemann and Pastrana, they touch, and it means that Nelson Piquet Jr. has the opportunity to come through. And he does make it stick. And
they might have just woken up the bull in Travis Pastrana, because he will not appreciate getting muscled out of the way. If he can catch these guys, he hasn't jokered yet. If he can catch these guys, he's going to put a fender on Wiemann. Watch this.
Here he goes through Travis Pastrana with the Subaru past the Ford Fiesta, and he really is now unleashed. He has had a red rag waved in front of his face.
It's really shocking to see the pace of Wiemann struggle so much. This is last year's champion, and keep in mind he's in one of the Olsbergs Fords, and Sandell, some of the other guys are in the M Sport Fords. As we go back to our leaders up front, and it's smooth sailing, still have that Joker in the bag.
The pair of them do. The Beatles beetling away. It had to be said, but there's no problem at all. The pair of them have a 2-second lead over that Ford Fiesta of the Swede, Patrick Sandell.
And I just noticed something Scott Speed did there. He is so smart. These big apex curbs right before the tunnel, he skipped it altogether. He straddled the apex curb. He figured out he had enough ground clearance. He doesn't touch it at all. He just puts right-hand side tires over the curb and takes it right down the middle. Very smart.
Big jump there from Tanner Faust as he flies over our figure-of-8 jump that we've got here in the Port of LA. Still, Tanner Faust could win this. If he takes the Joker at the right time, you never know.
Watch Scott Speed here. This is what I was talking about. He's going to turn it here. Oh, he missed it that time. He just drove over it, but so smooth, so precise. You never see smoke coming off the tires of Scott Speed. He just drives within the limit. 1 lap to go.
And when you see an onboard of Scott Speed, he barely moves his hands. You think, how does he put the lock into the steering wheel? It's just all about balance and finesse and making the car dance. He is one of the best drivers in the world. Come through Formula One, done some NASCAR, and here he is about to get his first global rallycross victory of 2015 in about another half a lap.
And where did Scott Speed start out? In go-karts, where tire wear is so critical and you can't afford to move your hands very much. He's taking all of the skills through all of those years in all the different disciplines and put it into work.
So here we come into the last corner. They're going to take the Joker on the last lap, and it's going to be Los Angeles, the first victory of the weekend going to Scott Speed. It is a Volkswagen 1-2 with Tanner Faust coming over the line in second place, and third goes to Patrick Sandell. And what a result for Subaru. Fourth position for Sverre Isaksson on their return, as we have Steve Arpit, then Deegan and Piquet Jr. coming over the line. Piquet Jr. coming over the line. And that behind Pastrana. Piquet Jr. only getting 8th place. That's just 15 points.
Pastrana came through there at the finish, as you saw, elbows out and just pushed Piquet out of the way.
Here we are, riding on board with our winner, Scott Speed, here in Los Angeles. Round 8 going to the American in the Volkswagen Beetle. The season may well be turning around for the championship leader, Ken Block. He scored no points here today, but it's the first victory of the year for Scott Speed.